But the thing that gets me most times is the isolation, the silence. There's a lot of things that I want to do and I have done and I am doing. And it just seems that the results of that work, of that push forward, are stuck. And they are stuck in such a way that is designed to bring you to your knees and sometimes land you right on your chin. But hopefully the strength in me to not quit, to not give in, is prevalent, is there. I am a United States Army veteran, and a lot of things that happened to me while I was in the military are starting to come up, are starting to bubble over. Things that make me stick close to home. Things that make me reduce how many people I speak to and I interact with physically. I have had to reorganize my business, and in doing so, it in essence has stopped producing what I need to keep our home together. It is very difficult when you are the single breadwinner. And I'm not saying that for you to feel sorry for me. And I'm not saying that because I want you to send money to me. I am saying that because it is the truth. And I need to put my truth out somewhere, because I can't keep internalizing it. If I keep doing that, it will make me sick, and then that toxicity is going to shorten my lifespan. I know this. I know how I am. One of the things that I want to do right now is help my local businesses. I don't have the time to educate them, but I am asking that they trust me. I've sent out emails, I've sent out texts, I've made phone calls asking for their business. I build mobile applications. Those applications, they are inexpensive to have, but they are little and they are mighty mobiles to generate new business, new clients, new customers, new patients. And when you have one that is attached to your business, that allows your client, customer, or patient to interact with yourself or your staff, and it reinforces your business, it reinforces your viability, it makes you seen, and it keeps you known. And to do that, all you have to do is contact me through this video, contact me through my comments. I have started a podcast. My podcast is called Allison Knows. It's done very differently from other podcasts. I use Jack and Jill as my buffer. Sometimes I will do a podcast with them. Most times it's just them. Why? Because they're a lot smarter than I am, and they have good conversations together. Sometimes the words get, twisted, but we're human beings. Not saying that they're actually artificial intelligence, but it's a representation of us as human beings. So I need you guys to like, subscribe, and listen to them. You can find us on Spotify, and eventually you can find us too on AllisonKnows.com. You can sign up to be a member. The membership fees are not exorbitant. I think it's $27 a month, and there are all kinds of extras and bonuses. In addition to that, there are links around here somewhere. I do want you to realize that as things progress, as things move from sanity that we've had with the Biden administration, we're now going to be in a realm of two words: chaos and unprecedented. And unprecedented is a very good word, I think. It's a word that allows us to be different from anything we've ever done before historically, and just different from anything we've ever done before now. This man singly has caused so much anxiety and chaos to people that are sensitive to that, and no one seems to have the balls to stop him. And that, I find that offensive. I find that absolutely insane, because he's just one man. And quite frankly, everything that he accused his opposition of is exactly what he and himself and his cohorts have done. This election has been a cheat. They have stolen our votes, and they have changed our direction and decision. And they have effectively separated us. They've divided us so we don't talk to each other anymore, so we don't have a civilized conversation with someone that may have a difference of opinion, simply because they believe the snake oil salesman. And he is very good at that. He has had years to master his craft. He is a malignant narcissist. And this may get this video strike off of YouTube or off of wherever I post it. But he is a narcissist, and he is absolutely 100% certifiable. Why? Because when you join the United States military, they bring out the best in you. One of the best things in me is how to read human beings and how to see a human being as they are in their rawest and barest self. And he is insecure, he's thin-skinned, he is undereducated. That is why he prefers people that are not well educated. He wants to be able to put the thumb to them, and he does that, and we allow him to. Had we impeached him when we had the chance to impeach him and convict him then, he would never be a conversation piece now. Now, how do we win here? We have to become super voters. We have to do for ourselves and for our family better. We need to begin with Judge Susan in Wisconsin. She needs to win, because when she wins, she will be a part of the gerrymandering process, which will be the start of the Democrats winning. I know I'm not the only one that cares. I know I'm not the only one that values this to happen. I know that I am not the only one that wants this to work. I know I am not the only one that wants this country to grow and to be and remain inclusive. But what I do know is, if we are silent, if we are non-responsive, if we are allowable, if we allow things to happen without asserting our voice about it, then the result is going to be different from what we actually want. There are 335 million people in the United States. And of that, the electoral process says 75 million people voted for Kamala Harris. That's not true. I actually believe that she has had more than 75 million people voting for her. And I actually believe, and I actually see intuitively, that with Muskrat and Vivek and the other billionaires, including Thiel. They have made a decision for the 147 million registered voters in this country. He did not win naturally and honestly, and that must be corrected. And I see that it is being corrected. The time for polite politics is done. It is. The time for polite politics is finished, and the time for politicians to be removed because they don't serve the people. I said earlier that we needed to become super voters. What is a super voter? A super voter is a person that makes themselves aware of politically what is going on in their local government, and they work up through the ranks all the way to their national government. So when you know who your councilman is, your mayor is, your commissioner is, your state representative, your state senator, then you become aware of who your judicial representatives are and who is there to work for you, not fight for you. They're there to work for you. And we, the people, need to start fighting for who we want to work for us. Why? Because they are our voices, and our voices are not being heard. Our voices are stolen and are being silenced, and we are letting it happen. Why are we letting it happen? Because we have buried ourselves in our day-to-day. We're chasing that money. Money solves 86% of our problems. It is a fact. And if you do not have enough money, then you are distracted in chasing it. And when you chase it and you don't catch it, there are things you will lose. And let me tell you this, given a choice between the health of my wife, the health of my mother, and the health of myself, I will lose money before I lose that. And we have spent years with a health issue. We have spent years with a cloud over us. That is why I know our change is happening. And it is exciting, but at the same time it's terrifying, because I have been molded and I have learned how to live in lack. And God's principle does not dictate that. God made us creatives. We're in His image because He created the heavens and the earth. So we are creatives. So now that He has created man, and our functionality is to go out and be more than what He made. So when others are there being more in the sight of their satanic beliefs, they're the ones that have overshadowed us, and they have eagerly gone about doing the work of their master. And I have been working and doing the work of mine. I have listened to His direction, and I've listened to what He has expressly wanted me to do, be, and have. And because of that, it has lifted the scales from my eyes, and I have seen what is going to happen. And some of it scares me, because free will and the will of the people will definitely be a factor into it. But what do we gain in allowing this man and his cohorts politically to steal our country. Nothing. One of his statements was, "What do we have to lose?" I don't want to see what we have to lose, because we have a lot to lose. And not just our lives. What's more painful is our family will suffer for it. And if you're not willing to fight for your family's well-being, and if you're not willing to fight for your self-preservance and preservation, then if enough of you don't do that, then we will definitely be in this dark time. And it is not a dark time that has come naturally. It is a dark time of our own creation. And if that's what you want to create, and if that's what you want to have, then that's exactly what we're going to have, and that's what exactly we're going to create. And yes, you should be terrified. You should be afraid. You should be fearful. You should, because it is of our own making. Everything in our life is based on vibrations. Everything in our life is based on an originating starting point of decision. If you decide to be inactive, if you decide to be complacent, if you decide to be lazy, then you will reap the benefits of that decision. If you decide to resist, if you decide to rise up, if you decide to recognize what this indeed is but a power play, and we decide to take our power back, then you will be living in light, because our history shows that. It shows that everywhere. And you don't have to believe in astrology, astronomy, a higher power, a collective, a being. If you believe in yourself, then the questions will come naturally. And those questions are going to be things like, how did I get here? What is my purpose? Who am I to be? If you want answers honestly to those questions, then those are going to come naturally. And however that comes for you naturally, that is what is going to happen and going to be. And what I do say, and what I do believe, and what I do hope for is, I want to be able to wake up as I did today, to see the day as I am now, and to see my bank accounts being flush, businesses that I am helping and have helped and continue to help being successful, people that need help being helped. And I'm able to do that because I am not just a one-dimensional, two-dimensional, or even a three-dimensional human being. I am a full and complete human being. And a part of that being is abundance and affluence. And yes, I am putting it out there right now. That's what I want. And it doesn't take a lot. It does not. The reason that people will say to you that they would like you to subscribe and like and share their postings, their videos, their rantings, and their chanting talkings that I am doing is because the more people that see it, the more people that get affected by it, the more people that you can help, and the more people you can share it with. And why is it important to do that? Because the very first thing is to make sure that people realize they're not alone. They're not by themselves. And I come back to the original starting point of my conversation. I am a U.S. Army veteran. And there are things that are running around in my head, in my heart, and in my very soul that have changed the way that I otherwise would be had I not joined the United States Army. I made that decision, and it charted the path of my life to where it is. I would immediately return to that service if given an opportunity to do so. And if I cannot have an opportunity to do that, then I need to reinforce myself, my home, my soul, my mental well-being. And in doing that, I need to have my business grow. So I need your help with that. Somewhere down in my YouTube linkings, you will find the links that I need support through and from. I ask this of everyone and anyone that sees this. And if I can, I may even change this into Spanish and French and German and even Russian for you to understand what I'm saying. But very simply put, we are a planet of 8 billion people, all created by God Almighty. And every single one of them came from a woman with the help of a man. And the fight that's going on in the United States right now, and that is sprinkled around the world in some places, includes an attack on women. We are responsible for the birth of nations, countries, and people. And for an attack to be happening on us, we need to rise up, resist, and recover our power as women. No man should ever attack us ever again, either politically, physically, emotionally, or in theory. Women, we need to unite. We need to become as one, single force moving forward to our collective benefit. I am Allison Knows. Check out my podcast on Spotify. And I will say this now, I don't edit any of my videos. Not because I don't know how, because I don't think I should. So, take care, be well, be strong, be aware.